The following video shows how an asset manager can use non-EVM assets which are wrapped through Arkis tokens. In this example, it will be Arkis Hype, which is an ERC20 presentation of Hype token on the Ethereum mainnet issued by Arkis, can be used as collateral. First of all, we need to choose a pool which has Arkis Hype whitelisted as collateral, and we can see this pool and the corresponding stress tested value for this asset, which is minus 30%. Secondly, we should have Arkis Hype token available on the wallet which interacts within the pool. So if we open Etherscan and take a look at this wallet, we can see that this wallet has Arkis Hype available, which is a ERC20 token, which was issued by Arkis wrapper contract. Now, this token was obtained previously by an asset manager sending their Hype tokens to the Arkis wrapper contract to get Arkis ERC20 Hype token in exchange, which is now can be used inside of Arkis ecosystem as collateral. So now when we click on borrow, we can see that the margin engine automatically understands that Arkis Hype can be used as collateral. In this case, we will use 7 Arkis Hype tokens with a price of $20 to borrow 100 USDC. Now we confirm transaction. We can see that the Arkis margin engine automatically understands that the value of the Arkis Hype collateral position is around $200 because the pricing of Arkis Hype is done one-to-one as the pricing of the Hype token itself. We provide allowance to interact with Arkis Hype token to the protocol. And then we sign the transaction itself. So the Arkis Hype will leave the wallet of an asset manager and go to the margin account. Now we refresh the page. And wait for the margin account to be registered within the system. We can now see that our margin account is on hold, which means that it has been registered and the protocol is busy allocating funds into this specific address. When the margin account is registered, we can see this account position. We can see the portfolio is borrowed amount and amount to repay. And if we go to dbank, we can clearly see that 100 USDC has been allocated to the margin account, and the Arkis Hype also stays here. So as a result, 2 tokens stay within margin account. So now let's take a look how we can use this 100 USDC which we have borrowed by using Arkis Hype as collateral to enter into Pendle position. So by this transaction, we can show how a user can get extra dollar yield on top of their already existing Hype tokens without the need to sell them, and at the same time use the power of Ethereum ecosystem to get yield on Pendle. So if we go back to the pool, we can see that one of the allowed tokens are the PT EUSD main. So let's enter this position using those 100 USDC which we have previously borrowed. If we go to our positions, go to Pendle, and we'll connect our margin account using Wallet Connect. We can now see that we can make Pendle transactions within Pendle with this margin account. Now we choose the EUSD market. With May expiration. And we buy 100 of we swap 100 USDC into Pendle EUSD. Now we sign the transaction on behalf of the margin account. We now provided this approval, and the final step is to make a swap. So the swap has been successful, and we can validate it using Etherscan. Now we can see that this margin account holds Arkis Hype and the PT EUSD tokens. If a user wants to close their account, they need to have 100 USDC, and without the need to sell both PT token and USDC token and the Pendle PT token and Arkis Hype token, they can repay the debt by simply sending the needed amount of USDC to the margin account address. The Arkis protocol will take the USDC, which was borrowed plus interest, to the liquidity pool, and the rest of all tokens, including USDC, Arkis Hype, and PT tokens, will be sent back to the borrower's address. We need to refresh the page. And wait until Arkis's margin engine understands that the margin account has enough of USDC liquidity to repay the debt. Now when the margin account has enough of assets, we can initiate the closure of margin account. Now we can see that our margin account is closed. We can make sure that Arkis protocol returned us back our Arkis hype tokens and our Pendle PT tokens to our address. So this is our Pendle PT USD tokens, and this is our Arkis hype, which the asset manager, when they have closed the trade, can send back to the Arkis's rep contract to burn it and get their hype back.